Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Boo. Boo. Bubba. Can you please check? Can you check? I hate when they choke on my saliva. There's damn. Drapers. Drapers, creepers. Where'd you get those eyes? Drapers, creepers. Where'd you get those eyes? Interesting. Interesting. Every 23rd spring. He gets to eating. Drapers, creepers. Where'd you get those eyes? Drapers, creepers. Where'd you get those eyes? You don't recognize me because you fell for the lies. Drapers, creepers, where'd you get those eyes? Every 23rd spring. And he came out to eat the creeper. The creeper comes out every 23rd spring for 23 days. Ooh, in 2001, he overstayed his welcome. Wait a minute. Or maybe not. Oh my God. Not Western spring, but Ethiopian spring. Addis Ababa. Blooming. That's September. Oh my God. That was the creeper. That was odd. 9/11. 9/11 is Ethiopian New Year's. September 11, 2001. The creeper had to eat. They didn't show up to work. the imposters, the elites. Because they knew that day was a new beginning. The creeper had to eat. In 2001, creeper is the one. The Twin Tower destroyer was the creeper. The creeper had to eat. You guys, who is the creeper? Does anyone want to guess? Show my face? I don't feel like it. Anyway, this is story time. And this is my channel. This is my house. You will see what I show you. And you will hear what I tell you. Who are you? Anyway, can you guess who the creeper is? Oh, wow. Okay, so you guys know about Cain and Abel? Okay, Cain and Abel. Okay, there's someone here that's been here from the beginning and that's still here. And they call them the two witnesses, okay? There's many theories of who the two witnesses are, but I have located one of them, which is the creeper. The creeper. Okay, so the creeper, dripper. Dreeper, creeper. It's Kane. Because Kane never died. Not even the flood can kill Kane. Because Kane has a curse. He can't die. He was cursed by God to forever live as a fugitive. So Kane is in hiding. Kane has a covenant with God. So there's a dark and a light side to everything. There are also dark covenants. Okay? So Cain is an ark of the covenant. Okay? And the ark of the covenant that you thought has been residing in Ethiopia at Aksum is not the ark of the covenant that you are thinking about. The Ark of the Covenant that lives inside of Aksum that slowly devours whoever that guards the temple that has the Ark of the Covenant inside of it. Okay? First of all, the person who guards the place is slowly dies. They lose their sight because the creeper sees through them. The creeper takes their eyes. He eats their eyes. And he sees through them. And he devours their eyes. That's why the guards, the monks, the priests that are guarding Aksum, the Ark of the Covenant, they lose their sight because the creeper is there. It's not the Ten Commandments in a box with angels like you've been told. The Ark of the Covenant has to be a person, a being, one who can keep a promise or not keep a promise. A box is a box. God would not make a covenant with a box. But with his angels and with his humans, he would. With his animals, he would. Because they have consciousness. Now, the Ark of the Covenant that they told you was in Aksum is Kane. Kyle. ቃየል ራሱ ነው። ቃየል ቡዳ ነው። ቃየል የቄሶቹን የታቦቱን የምትሉትን ነገር የሚጠብቁትን አይን የሚበላው ቃየል ነው። ኦኬ ዳሚ። ኦኬ so I'm not here to be seen. I'm here to deliver a message. Okay? So Kane is the Ark of the Covenant that's at Aksum. Okay? It's not the Ark of the Covenant that David and everybody protected. Okay? And the Ark of the Covenant is not a box. It's God's prophets. It's God's children. Jesus is an Ark of the Covenant. Abraham is an Ark of the Covenant. Covenant means promise. And God promised Cain he would live in hiding and he would be a fugitive. Okay? So the creeper is Cain. Okay? He comes out every 23rd spring and he eats for 23 days. Okay? September 23rd. He's out here. Okay? Everybody is partying with him. Okay? September 11th, Ethiopian New Year. Okay? It's spring over there. Okay? So 9/11, Kane had to eat. Unfortunately, your government knew. Okay? So 2001, which means when did he come back out again? 2025? 2024. Yeah. So he was just out in 2024. So I don't know. It looks like there's gonna be a part 2. Because now I have to identify where he was in 2024. And the next time he's gonna come out to feed, in 2047. So the creeper, creeper, it's Kane, you guys. He's old. He's hella old. He needs other people's faces and stuff. Yeah, he's wearing you down, baby. He's wearing you down. Oh, shit. So the monks that are guarding the Aksum temple, where supposedly the Ark of the Covenant resides, okay, that they claim the radiation, the energy of it kills the monks and destroys their eyes. It's all a lie. Okay, so it's the creeper in there, okay? And that's how they won the Adwa, the war with the Italians and everything, okay? Kane has been here the whole time. Okay, so and his children are here and they are the ones behind the scene, in hidden places, advising, giving advice to governments all over the world. Okay? Hidden, okay? Hiding behind religion and stuff. Okay, so now we know. Okay, so Kane is also Jacob. Okay, so Kane did not create white people. However, he did create their mindset. Okay, I mean Jacob. Okay, so he comes out to feed and he does things. Okay, so 9/11 is the Ethiopian Yeah, it's the Ethiopian species. Okay, because they're literally a different species. They're Habesha, they're mixed. And how they're mixed is not by race, it's by spirit. Okay? Habesha means mixed. Okay? So Africa is the dark continent. Okay? They're Kane's kids. They're fallen angel mixed. They're contaminated. It's totally a different dimension. So, say like you were born and raised in America. If you're ungrateful, your ass might just, your karma in your next lifetime might just be being born like Ethiopian or Indian or something. You know what I'm saying? You might just be born in a country where there's no divine feminine and where it's just dirty, which is third world countries. That's why third world countries are the way they are, because you know what I'm saying? Like right here where I live at right now, this motel, okay? It's a different dimension, okay? It's like when Jesus went to hell, okay? He didn't really suffer, you know? Even though like the situation was bad, he humiliated the devils and the demons, okay? So I'm in hell right now, but I'm also humiliating the devils. And yeah, so like, dude, so Kane has been here, okay? So Ethiopians have, been telling the world we have the Ark of the Covenant. They've been scaring people, you know, fear mongering, installing fear. You know what I'm saying? Creating an illusion and everything, okay? And breadcrumbing the world of Solomon's secret. Oh, speaking of Solomon's secret, okay, so I told you guys, America is the real land. America is the real Middle East, okay? California is the land where Jesus, okay, there is a place called the Mystery Spot in Santa Cruz. That's where Jesus was buried, okay? It's a sacred burial spot, okay? Santa Cruz is a sacred burial place for the natives, okay? The natives are Abraham's descendants, all right? All right? Jesus and everybody, okay? And Jesus, yes, I said it, okay? All right? The first one is Siwak, Yarara, okay? So along the coast, the churches that they claim the missionaries built is actually where Jesus's blood was spilled, okay? Those are sacred grounds, okay? They fucking lied, okay? And then they took a big scoop of artifacts off California, scattered it all over the world, and told you, oh, this is the land way over there, Middle East. Desolate land. No fucking way, okay? So we're going to go back to Solomon's temple, okay? They're telling you when Solomon's temple comes in and the beast enters it, okay? Already happened, okay? Let me tell you where it happened, okay? So in DC, okay, there's a pentagram, okay? If you were to connect the White House, the Pentagon, and the Treasury and all that, you will see a pentagon, okay? Which is Solomon. It's not the Star of David, but very, 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 very lucrative for Solomon, okay? So the White House is where Solomon's temple is, okay? So the third temple, okay, is supposed to be a person, okay? But there's also a building version. And the building version is the White House, okay? That's where Solomon's temple was located, okay? And that's where it is now, okay? You understand? Okay. So, like, if you look at California from a satellite, it looks like somebody took a big chunk with a huge scoop, like ice cream scoop, and just took a chunk off California, like right in the middle, away from the coast. That's because they had to move artifacts to make you believe and bury it somewhere else over there in the fake Middle East. Okay, but this is the land. They did not bring slaves from Africa. They took natives from here and they scattered them all over the world. Okay, there's real Israelites in China, the dark-skinned Chinese people. Okay, they dress like Pocahontas. Okay, okay, so the Israelites scattered in the four corners of the world. So let me tell you guys, okay, the Antichrist already entered the third temple in 1963. Okay, Emperor Haile Selassie is the Antichrist. He worships piece of papers, the Virgin Mary fucking image. It's not even the real Mary. Okay, it's Jezebel. And they worship Moloch. Okay, that white Jesus picture is Moloch. Okay, they are the ones that Jesus was talking about. They do exorcisms and everything in his name, but he do not know them. He does not know them because they are their father's son. They're Kane's sons. Okay, so Emperor Haile Selassie, okay, he's the Antichrist. The dragon granted him of his power. Okay? Jacob is the snake. The snake that altered white people's mindset to come against black people. Jacob is manipulated. So he created the white mindset. Okay? White people, they will look at you and smile at you because you're accusing them of something. And they're laughing at you. Just like the devil will laugh at you because you'll accuse the devil for what your family did to you. And yeah, that's why you're getting laughed at, because like you're accusing the wrong one. So black on black is what it really is. And yeah, I am black, I am beautiful, said Solomon. He's Washingtonian. Yo, that's the White House is Solomon's temple. Is the third temple. And Emperor Haile Selassie is the Antichrist who entered the temple. Okay? He presented the AIDS virus as bioweapon because there was a lot of civil rights movement and the white people were about to throw in the towel. But he came and took over. He gave them that to kill the hippies and the blacks. He said kill the blacks and anyone who feels sorry for them. That includes the hippies. Those were the modern day Jesuses at that moment. Okay? That's why Haile Selassie is the Antichrist. He brought a bioweapon to kill off the hippies. You know, even though they were on drugs and just doing a lot of sexual activity, they were still operating in love. Therefore, that was Jesus-like. So, he proposed to the White House about destiny swap. And then he started sending Africans over here to get better education than the actual African Americans that were here enslaved, that belong here, that were abused, so abused to the point where they forgot their identity and where they came from, and they believed what they were told. African Americans believe they're from Africa, but they're not. This is the land. They're Abraham's descendants, Jacob's descendants. White America just came back to get revenge in the 1600s. They're Hagar's descendants. Hagar was sent to Europe. They tell you shit is coming when it was already here. So we're going to continue about the Antichrist, Emperor Haile Selassie, where the Rastafarians call him the rain god. Well, if he is the rain god, he's definitely not the god of gods. He's not the fucking sun god. He still need another god. But the God I worship, the God that reveals all these things to me, he's the God of gods. On the other hand, Emperor Haile Selassie, he's no God. He's a parasite. Okay? So HIV was conjured up, okay, through bestiality. Okay? The real Sodom and Gomorrah, it wasn't about same sex. It might be part of it, I don't know. But adultery is adultery, whether it's, you know, you're straight or gay. But it was more like bestiality. So there's a rumor. That rumor is not a rumor, it's fact. Chimpanzee and a person conjured up that shit, okay? And with these animals, honey, you never knew when you were entertaining an angel. Coco, you weren't teaching her. She was teaching you, Coco the chimpanzee. Yeah, you never knew when you were entertaining an angel. A fallen angel sometimes. Or a real archangel, a real Metatron. Did you just hop in here wondering what's going on? Anyway, we're on the roll. So, like, the Antichrist, Emperor Haile Selassie, a.k.a. J-Rod. Yeah, the alien. That was him. He faked his death, and then they had him at Area 51. Area 51 was named Area 51 after the 51st country of Africa, which is Ethiopia. Okay? I don't know. Anyway, J-Rod is John Hoy, Emperor Haile Selassie. Okay? So he made a deal with the whole destiny swap thing, and that's why there's all these foreigners to destiny swap with you. Okay? It was supposed to work. They were supposed to come here and take your land and become American, become natives, and, you know, control the narrative. You know, rewrite history. Again. Okay? I'm in my room. I'm chilling. I was about to go to bed, but I've been putting off this video for a while, so I decided to just do it. You know what I mean? So, okay, I'm reading the chat, but I'm not paying attention to the chat. So I feel like I probably noticed the chat after, like, whoever wrote it stayed and left. And by the time I respond to the chat, that person's no longer here. And I don't know how you guys can keep up because, like, I'm trying to remember everything. And so Emperor Haile Selassie is the real Antichrist who entered the third temple, which is the White House, one of the points of the pentagram in the DMV area. Okay? Yeah, the real third temple. So he walked in and he handed over HIV, and yeah, booyah. Okay? So the destiny swap thing, okay? Yeah, so that's what it is, okay? It's destiny swap. Okay, when people like fight for a place that doesn't belong to them and just cry Bloody Mary, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy, you know? Anyway, so Dreeper Creeper is Kane, and Africans are Kane's children, okay? And the Dark Continent is Kane's descendants, okay? And yeah, he's the Horn of Africa. He resides at the Horn of Africa, okay? He is leading the world government, okay? His descendants advise the world government, okay? So yeah, Dreepers, Creepers, okay? Where'd you get those eyes? So Kane would like to see the world through your eyes. And so do his children, unfortunately. Okay, they want to be you. They want to destiny swap with you. Because they have to run for their lives. They have to be fugitives, okay? And you know what's crazy? So, like, this is the dynamic, okay? The crazy part is Cain offered God more sacrifices than Abel, you know? But that didn't matter because, you know, Abel truly loved God and he didn't really do too much. He didn't really offer too much sacrifices. He didn't do too much. He just really loved God. And he listened to God and he loved his way. He didn't try much. He didn't do much. Now, Cain, on the other hand, he did a lot. He did a lot. But he didn't do it to, like, because he loves God. You know what I'm saying? He just wants to be better than Abel. So it's not about God. So, like, when these motherfuckers want to destiny swap with you, like, it's weird. I don't understand the logic, but it's the desire is to be better than you, but while trying to be you, while destroying you. Dude, it's the devil's house. It's not just their house that's scattered and divided. It's their mind. It's their goal. It's their whole entire operation. You know what I mean? And it's like everything just keeps collapsing, you know? You feel me? That's why, like, every 23rd spring for 23 days. So I don't know what day Ethiopian spring starts. So Ethiopia has 2 seasons, winter and spring. That's it. That's all they have. Ethiopia has winter and spring. Over here, there's fall, there's spring, there's summer, there's winter. And you're thinking the creeper comes out around Easter. But no. 9/11, he had to feed. He had to eat. Okay? And it was also the appointment date, the new beginning for Ethiopia, you know, to take the baton. So they're currently turning America into a third world country because they told you about utopia. They're trying to lure you to utopia so they can trap you there. Utopia is an illusion. Okay? So you think you're just gonna kill, steal, destroy, and take whatever you can and go live in utopia, right? You think you're an elite and you think you're gonna access utopia? The country you think that's surrounded by mountains is actually a pit. Those are not mountains. If you're in that country and you think Tarara huh? ገደል ውስጥ ነው ያለሽው የገደል ማሚቱ የቃየል ልጅ ሁላ ምድረ ቡዳ ታቦትሽ ይሄ ታቦት ነው ብለሽ ጭንቅላትሽ ላይ የምትሸከሚው ድንጋይ it doesn't mean shit to God. Okay? የእግዚአብሔርን ኮማንድመንት የምታከብሪው በስራሽ ላይ። አታመንዝሪ፣ አትዋሺ፣ አትስረቂ፣ አትግደይ፣ ሰውን በቡዳ አትቢ፣ አትቦጭቂ። ኦኬ ሶ ታቦት ማለት ታቦቱን መሸከም ማለት የእግዚአብሔርን 10ቱን ትእዛዝ መኖር ማለት ነው እንጂ ጥምቀት ጥምቀት እያልሽ እዚህ መስቀል መስቀል እያልሽ እሳት ዙሪያ የደነሽ ምድረ የቃየል ልጅ ነሽ። ሶ ታቦት የምትዩ የእውነቷ ታቦት እኔ ነኝ። የእግዚአብሔር መሰዊያ እኔ ነኝ። እኔና ሌላ የመረጣቸው የጠራቸው ነቢያቶች እኛ ነን የእግዚአብሔር ታቦት። የሆነ ድንጋይ የቸከቸክሽበትና ኮፒ ያደረግሽው አይደለም። ኮፒካት ሁላ ኮፒካት copycats. Yeah. The children of Kane are copycats. Okay. Lucy is the feminine side of Lucifer. Okay. So, are we clear? The Ark of the Covenant is not some stupid box. Okay? It's God's people. God's people who have a promise with God, who care about his promise. Okay? There's also dark covenants, okay? So God has a covenant with the devil. He has a covenant with Cain. Okay? He has a covenant with everybody. God has a covenant with Anubis to weigh your heart. There's all kinds of promises. Are you dumb? Are you waiting for the creeper to come? Draper, creeper, where'd you get those eyes? You can't fool me with your religious lies. Draper, creeper, where'd you get those eyes? You can't fool me with your religious lies. My truth and my love means the devil dies. Draper, creeper, you cannot have my eyes. Draper, creeper, I dismantled your lies. Draper, creeper, your kids are fried like fries. Actually, Leviathan is fried. It's Saturday night. You know, you guys, I used to work Friday, Saturday nights, but I don't do it anymore because it's like, I don't know. I guess I'm not in the same dimension. I guess it's not. It doesn't work for me anymore. It had to work when I was forced to do it, you know? But now that I'm not forced to do it, like, it doesn't work. It makes sense for someone to get up and, you know, absorb the sun, you know, do things in the daylight and go in and chill out with God, you know, at night, you know, minister to God at night, you know? And that's what I want. So I'm grateful. I don't know, I just didn't want to be out there. People drain me, you know? I only like God. I don't like smoking with people, nothing. I only like God. And I just love exposing everybody. Because, like, we need to prove, you know, God is not what they made him look like. So, like, even with Jesus and Mary's situation, they made him look like some cruel, mean, chauvinistic, rapist, like, free will snatching ass, far away God. But that's not true. What he did is he picked up a product of rape and made him his only begotten son. Okay? And as you are a product of, you know, man's cruelty or woman's cruelty, God picks you up and makes you his own. That's why your DNA is different and they know who you are. Okay? Anyway, yeah, isn't that cool? The creeper. So the creeper was here in 2024. I'm gonna go within and I'm gonna do more meditating and I'm going to find him in 2024, okay? But he was out here and he was in public. Okay? He was either in the White House somewhere or in Hollywood somewhere or he's somewhere. He just came out in 2024 around September. Okay? So we're going to figure out who he was. Okay? Who he disguised as. All right? Oh shit. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you know what? We should find him. He made an appearance with Obama somewhere in 2024, sometime in September. Okay? So we're going to figure out who he was, how he came out. But he did come out. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, so if I miss anything, I will come back. But right now, we've identified Kane. He's one of the witnesses. Yeah. And his children are Africans, the dark continent. Okay? Yeah. That's who runs America, everything and everyone, okay? All right? So, yeah. He has all kinds of children, reptilians and all kinds of shit. He's a fugitive. He's condemned, so he doesn't give a fuck who he has children with, okay? So AIDS is one of Kane's children. Kane's descendants, okay? Because his daughter had sex with a chimpanzee. And yeah. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Yarara. Okay. Do you guys know about Yerer Terara? Sila Yerer Terara. Yerer Terara is not an actual place. You guys know where that mountain is? Where the fallen angels came to supposedly seduce man's daughters? Okay, it's not an actual place. It's not an actual land. Okay? That mountain is a moment of truth. Okay? In the moment of truth, there's a portal open to heaven. Okay? So if you want to open a portal to heaven, you speak truth. And you speak praise. Okay? The moment of truth becomes Yerer Terara. Okay. So Yerer Terara የእውነት ሰዓት ነው እንጂ ቦታ አይደለም። ኦኬ ወኬ ወራይት ወኬ ወራይት You dumb bitches try to summon Leviathan today. My dinner, Midra Buddha Welkite. It's 12:13, as I say. I love you, but God loves you infinity. Okay, everything is in order. Okay, tomorrow is February. What? Wait, today. It's February 1st now. It's 12:13. Everything is in order. Okay? Let every man be a liar. God be the truth. Okay? So. Okay, bye. Det blir litt tåd med nå.